take a look at angles on, inside, and outside of the circle. Previous video we just kind of introduced the concept as to what to do. Now we're going to actually look at some examples of what to do. So remember, if it's on the circle, all you're going to do to get the inscribed angle is divide by 2. So if I have 124 as the intercepted arc, all I have to do is divide that by 2. So 124 divided by 2 is going to give me 62. So remember, this angle goes with the V and then where the circle meets the 2 V points. So listening check, color the O in on. So a relatively easy example. Okay, they do get a little bit more complicated like this. So find A, B, C, D, but the concept is the same. So what I'm going to do is cover up everything so it doesn't get confuse me. So there's my V, there's my angle inside my V, then where it meets the 2 V points is right there. So that to there is what? Twice as big, right? Because the inscribed is half. So twice as big is going to be 100. So I've got that one down. Do the same thing for, basically find all the V's that you can. So that's my V right there, that's my angle. And then go to where it meets the circles. There's my arcs. My arc measure is twice the inscribed, so 45 times 2 is 90, so that's going to be 90. Okay, because it's twice as big. Alright, so then if I try A, now the only problem with A is I don't have a number there, so I can't fill that out. So what else do I know? Okay, well look at this. This makes a whole circle. We know all circles add up to 360 degrees. So I'm only missing this part, the A part really, the angle measure that goes with the A. So whole circles are 360, so if I just do 360 minus what I know, I'll get what's left over. So minus the 100 and minus the 90, and that's going to give me 170. Now I have the arc measure that goes with the angle, inscribed angle A. So how do I get from the arc measure to the inscribed angle A? Well, that inscribed angle is going to be half the arc measure. So half of 170 degrees, I'm sorry. Alright, it's going to be 85 degrees. Twice 85 is 170. Now I'm going to use that to find B. So there's my vertex point there. Find the part of the circle that touches those 2 points from the ends. So from there to there. So isn't that's 90. So how do I get B? Well, B is going to be half of 90 because it's the inscribed angle, so that's 45. I'm going to do the same thing to C. So here's my V. Go to the ends and join the ends with a circle. So from there to there, that's 100. So my C is going to be half of that, so that's 50. So A is 85, B is 45, and C is 50. Now I'm going to check to see if this makes sense. All triangles add up to what? 180. So if this adds up to 180, I'm good. And it does. It's 180. So I'm good. Alright, another example. Find my V, find my angle. Go follow it to the ends to where it meets a circle, make it. And then that circle, the arc measure is going to be twice the angle, so 133 times 2 is 266, and that's pretty much it. Okay, so it's a lot of going back and forth. What it is with these things is they get really confusing. Just make sure you cover up as much as you can. I remember when you're inside, you're a happy couple, you have more people, you're added. So find the arc measures, or find the 2 arc measures that goes with that V, and so go vertical, that goes with that V, and then go to the end and find the circle. So that, and then what are we going to do to the arc measures? We're going to add them together and divide by 2 to give me the inscribed angle. So 129 plus 71 divided by 2. This is a listening check. Put a box around example 4 and color it in. So that's 100. So each one of these inscribed angles is 100. But now they want us to find S. Well, you see, S and 100 make what? 180 degrees. Why? Because it's a straight line. So how do I find S? I can subtract 100 from 180 degrees. So S is equal to 80. For our next example, find Q. So again, find my arc measure. Go inside and find my V that goes with that arc measure. And then add the 2 arc measures together and divide by 2 should give you the inside. So 52 plus Q, even though I don't know what it is, divided by 2 is going to give me 40. And then solve the equation. Multiply everything by 2. Those cancel out. 52 plus Q equals 80. And then we can take 52 to the other side, so subtract 52. So Q is 28. So again, the setup is the same. I don't care what the information they give you. Add the two arc measures together, divide by 2 is going to give you the inscribed angle. Alright, so there's my arc measure. Find your inscribed angle, then follow it to the other arc measure. And you're supposed to add the two arc measures together. So 107 plus 19 divided by 2. And that'll give me the inscribed angle. Listening check, put a box around find W and color it in. So 63. Now careful, they're not asking for the inscribed angle that I have, they're asking for W. So what do I have to do? I have to use the 63 to make 180 with the W. So subtract 63 from 180 and W is going to be 117. Again, because it makes a straight line with the 63. Alright, out, really the same thing as in, only you subtract. So out, you've kicked someone out, you have subtracted them from your life. Good riddance, get out. So subtract and divide by 2. So same concept. So to find the vertex angle, find the two arc measures. And then when you subtract the two arc measures, divide by 2 gives you the inscribed angle. So Q is 25. Alright, so again, there's my angle. Follow it to the circle. Follow it to the circle again. Subtract those two arc measures, so 120 minus 32, divided by 2, and it'll give you P. This is a listening check. Circle 120 and color it in. So P is 44. And take a look at another example. So same thing. There's my angle. Trace it to the circle. Those are your arcs. That's your first arc measure. Trace it again. That's another arc measure. Subtract those two arc measures, and that will give you, divide by 2 will give you M. But I don't know what that other one is, so I'm just going to label it Y. So 145, 1 minus Y divided by 2 is M. So what do I know? Well, this is a full circle, and we know all circles add up to what? 360 degrees. So I'm going to use the information given to find Y. So 360 minus 187 minus 141 is going to give me the missing part which I'm looking for Y, which is 32. So that little section that I didn't know is now 32. And then again, subtract the arc measure. So 141 minus 32 divided by 2 is going to give me M. So sometimes you have one extra step to find your arc measure before you can go to your inscribed angle, but the process is exactly the same. Now take a look at one more example. So find your angle, follow it to the circle. There's your first one. Follow it again. That's your second one. So subtract the 2. Now again, I don't have both of them, so I have to find that one. To find that one, I know a whole circle adds up to 360. So if I do 360 minus the 265, I'll find what I'm missing. Which is 95. And then I take the two arc measures and subtract them. So 265 minus 95 divided by 2 equals what I'm looking for in. The listening check, color in N equals 85. So N is equal to 85. And that's pretty much it. So on the circle, you're just dividing by 2. In the circle, add and divide by 2. Outside the circle, subtract and divide by 2. So your question you're always asking yourself is the angle on, in, or out. Let's practice.